Dr. Aleman, you treated these patients, and obviously you have the most experience. Tell us from your perspective, before and after treatment, did you see an impact when you were seeing these patients in terms of how they presented to you and after receiving the treatments? Because as you presented nicely, we have benefit in multiple different parameters, and I think does that change how these patients are functioning in your clinic and also the response from their family members?
I mean, they are all optimistic and they're very happy with the outcomes. It has posed a few, like every single clinical trial that we have done in the past. They all bring questions, more questions that you have anticipated when you start them. One of which is, in some of these patients, it may require learning to use the newly acquired vision, and at least that happened in one of our patients, and that was semi-unanticipated. Again, when we started the trial, we were focused on safety, and more importantly, in this disease compared to other forms of LCA, because at least at the beginning of the trial, we were not as optimistic, given that the disease did not present the typical relationship that we see in LCA of very preserved retinas with very abnormal vision. So some of these patients, like the first patient that we treated, was really someone that had never been a visual individual, was basically totally independent, a super smart person, super independent person, but not dependent on vision. So to incorporate that, to see that they, for the first time, I don't know, it's things that, in the day-to-day basis we do every day, that seeing a cloud or seeing fireworks or seeing a bridge, for us may not be, if we don't think about it, a big deal. For the patients, it's a great change. And the other patients too, the ones that, again, we are talking very severe disease, even for LCA, they do appreciate that there is a change in vision. One of the things that they mentioned in the questionnaires, which I didn't have the time to go over in the presentation, is a shift in the eye preference. So we always pick the worst eye to deliver this type of treatments to basically protect the patients, and all of them basically recognize that the treated eye is now the eye that is driving their day-to-day vision, and I'm hoping that will be the case in the for the doses. So very optimistic. Usually not a very optimistic guy. I'm very optimistic.
No, this is great, right? This is a life-changing event for them. Just seeing things that we ignore because we see so well. I think you're making a huge difference in the lives of these patients. So that is very exciting for me to see that you're actually able to see the benefit that you are seeing in these test results that you presented. Dr. Bennett, you've been a pioneer in the field, involved with so much innovation in our space. You did say that this is a disease that starts at an early age. Were you surprised that these advanced patients in their 20s and 30s had this level of functional improvement, as Dr. Aleman showed?
I was definitely surprised. I particularly that first patient, I really thought would just be a safety data point. But this patient, let me just tell you one of the challenges, okay, in doing this multi-luminance orientation test, this person had never seen an arrow before, had never seen a circle, had never seen a platform. And he learned how to find those platforms and to go through the test. Just we have assumptions about what people can see, but when he could first see a wine bottle on a table and actually reach for it and pour himself a glass of wine, that was a huge celebratory moment for him. So we're really excited about this, and notably, all three of these subjects have asked if their contralateral eye can be injected, because now their worst seeing eye is their best seeing eye, and they'd like to have it bilateral.
Wow, that just listening that is it brings excitement for me as a physician that you're changing the lives of these patients that we didn't expect it to work as good, but this is actually excellent. And this correlates with the data that Dr. Aleman presented. So this is great to hear.